Hello, everyone. This is your professor once again, Danny Araneta Cabulay, on the course Entrepreneurial Management. This video lecture is specially recorded for my students in San Beda College, Alabang. This is video lecture number 5. So here we will talk about pre-organization blues and the steps in startup. You see, when you are organizing a new business, there are certain steps you have to follow. Sure, it's not easy, but if you know what you're doing, it can be a lot easier. Starting a business is not always easy, but it starts with a dream. And dream is free. So anyone can dream. You can dream big, you can dream small. But I suggest you dream big. It's free anyway. Oftentimes, the road will be rough, bumpy, and discouraging. Support system must be in place to sustain the drive of the entrepreneur at different stages of the whole journey. One of the most challenging aspects of a video business venture is starting up. Mahirap magsimula. Kasi pag magsisimula ka pa lang, it is a given na hindi mo alam kung anong ine-expect mo. There will be some surprises that will come along the way and some problems may be encountered. One of the most challenging aspects of a business venture is starting up. Kumbaga sa isang babaeng nagdadalang tao, meron tayong tinatawag na birthing pains. It's tough. Okay? Mahirap. Pero I hope kaya nating padaliin through this lecture. I'll give you lots of tips. Planning and organizing skills are definitely put to test in the early part of the business. In fact, sabi nga, pinakamahirap daw sa negosyo, yung pagsisimula. Pag nasanay ka na at gamay mo na, it's gonna be a lot easier. Smooth sailing. Many small enterprises and online businesses in particular fail on their first 4 years simply because the entrepreneur wasn't able to sustain his or her drive and consequently the business itself. Okay? Nawawalan sila ng gana, tinatamad. They become lazy. Okay? Or nadi-discourage sila, nahihirapan, nagi-give up na lang. Not until the entrepreneur survives the first phase, which is startup, he or she can never proceed to the next phase. And that is the fun part, growing the business, yung pagpapalaki ng negosyo. Hindi ka lalaki kapag hindi ka nakasurvive dun sa phase 1, which is starting up or startup. Okay? Let's look at the 12 steps, correct. Okay? First, exploratory brainstorming. Then, market and product research. Then, site hunting and supplier pooling. Number 4, business plan preparation. Number 5, securing funding. Number 6, site construction and procurement. Number 7, employee recruitment and training. Number 8, registration with government agencies like DTI, Securities and Exchange Commission if you're a corporation or partnership, Intellectual Property Office for your logos, for your trademark, and number 9, second part of your registration, this time with regulatory bodies like Bureau of Internal Revenues, the Social Security System, Pag-ibig, and PhilHealth. Then, number 10, business permit. Number 11, preliminary marketing. And number 12, your grand opening. Okay? Remember the 12 steps. We're going to discuss them one by one. So, when you talk about exploratory brainstorming, here are the questions you need to ask yourself. Who should join me in these sessions? How many sessions should there be? What is the agenda of each session? So dito sa exploratory brainstorming, pinag-uusapan ng negosyante at ng kanyang mga pinagkakatiwalaan at o kanyang mga kasamahan or partners, ano ba ang kanilang magiging negosyo? Sino bang kailangan kasama dito sa ating discussion? Okay, anong pag-uusapan? Then, when you talk about market and product research, here are the questions you need to ask. What market segments do I want to serve? How big are these market segments? Are they growing and sustainable? What do these market segments need and want? What is the behavior of these market segments? What are the demographics and psychographics of these market segments? Who are my competitors with similar products and services? How competitive is my product or service? How can I differentiate and innovate my product or service? Now, the next step would be site hunting and supplier pooling. Here are the questions you need to ask. Where do I locate my business? Whether it's a factory, a store, an office, or warehouse. Is it a strategic and economic and sustainable choice? What are the risks in this location? Where do I source raw materials, labor, and overhead? How do I negotiate for these deals that is good quality and low price? How do I get commitment from landlords and prospective suppliers? Then when you talk about the next step, the business plan preparation, these are the questions you need to ask yourself. How do I prepare the business plan? Who can assist me in preparing the business plan? What is the coverage of the business plan? How can I use the business plan to seek investors and funding? How do I make an effective business proposal presentation? Then, when we talk about securing funding, you may ask the following questions. How much capital do I need to start the business? What's a sufficient buffer or allowance? What should it cover in terms of construction, furniture, fixtures, and equipment, inventories, and working capital? How and where do I source funding of the business? Maybe my own money or equity or financing. Uutang ba ako? Where can I borrow money? Maybe family and friends, financial institutions like banks, or suppliers, or pawn shops, magsasangla ka, etc. Now, in terms of site construction and procurement, you might want to ask the following. What's my timeline to construct or renovate the site? Who can help me implement the construction or renovation plan? How do I ensure we are on target in terms of timeline, budget, and quality? How do I get the commitment of contractors and suppliers? Kasi pag hindi committed ang contractor mo, yung construction company na gumagawa ng renovation, madedelay ka. And each time you are delayed, that is money wasted. And lastly, you ask the question, what will be my procurement system? Paano ka bibili ng mga materyales, ng mga paninda mo, mga raw materials? So, how big is the initial batch that you will place as an order? Then, when you talk about employee recruitment and training, halos kasabay siya ng procurement, you ask the following questions. What kind of employees should I hire? How and where do I recruit good employees? How do I select the best fit employees? How do I train the selected new hires? So you talk about skills, knowledge, and attitudes. How do I ensure loyalty, productivity, and passion among new hires? And finally, what should their employment contracts entail? Now, when we talk about registration, with DTI, SEC, and IPO, you ask the following questions. How do I register with the Department of Trade and Industry or with the Securities and Exchange Commission? So DTI, if you are a sole proprietor, mag-isa ka lang na may-ari. But if you have partners or you're a corporation, you register with the SEC or the Securities and Exchange Commission. How do you register with the Intellectual Property Office for your invention or your unique business concept? Like gusto mo magpa-franchise, you need to register that. Who can assist me during the registration to facilitate the process? You can hire an accountant or lawyer to help you. Okay? Now, when we talk about registration with BIR, SSS, Pag-ibig, and PhilHealth, how do you register with these government agencies? What is the consequence if you don't register? Who can assist you in facilitating the registration process? You can have a liaison person. Will I qualify for the Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Law incentives? Now, when you talk about the business permit, this is also called the mayor's permit. So you ask only one question. How much should I pay for the mayor's permit? Or assuming you get a BMBE certificate, how much will it be? Then, when we talk about marketing your business, there are only two questions. What strategies will you implement to sell, advertise, and promote your products and services? And the second question, how do you maximize social media platforms? Clearly, there are major challenges of micro-business enterprises. The four challenges that they face would be taxation, that's number one, business permits because they're so expensive, and mulcting or yung tinatawag natin na pangingikil. Kasi may mga nangingikil sa mga negosyante, lalo na sa mga maliliit na negosyante, kung hindi pa sila registered. Sino yung mga nangingikil sa kanila? MMDA, the Metro Manila Development Authority. Policemen. So these are uniformed members of the Philippine National Police. Barangay officials, si Kapitana, yung mga kagawad, kinikikilan nila ang mga negosyante. Kotong, in short. Or the gangsters or syndicate that operate in the location, in the area. Especially if you are located in a very commercial area like Quiapo or Baclaran or Divisoria, marami mga gangsters na nag-ooperate dyan. Okay? Sa mga palengke, there are gangsters. So, I'd like to introduce to you the Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Law. This is Republic Act 9178. This law supports micro-enterprises, that is, businesses with small or limited capitalization below 3 million, less than 10 employees, to enable them to survive the crucial early stage of their existence. It eliminates red tape and the underground economy. It provides substantial financial relief to micro-enterprises like a tax holiday. Ibig sabihin, they are exempted from paying taxes for 3 years up to 5 years. A flat fee for the business permit or yung mayor's permit, 1,000 pesos lang. Exemption from the minimum wage law. And exemption from other taxes and duties, importation, etc. And there's credit delivery. So they have access to funding with, let's say, the Land Bank or Philippine Veterans Bank, okay, or the Development Bank of the Philippines. So, in one of the slides, I'm showing you many examples of micro-enterprises, no? Advertising firm, animal farm, art galleries, bars, pubs, car park, car wash and repair companies, cell phone repair shop, cleaning services, event organizer, flower shop, gym, a grab car service, home improvement services, internet shop, if you're a jeepney operator, a junk shop, karaoke bar, online businesses, okay, pawn shop, pet shop, maybe a pharmacy, a print shop, rice miller in the provinces, toy factory, a taxi operator, tour operator, tutorial center, travel agency, water refilling station, etc. Madami yan. So these are all micro. So here's pop question number 5. Make sure you answer in the comment section below. The YouTube video not later than Tuesday, September 6. Here's the question. Why do you think many mayors around the country are not implementing the Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Law or the BMBE Law? Explain your answer in 1 to 3 sentences only. Again, why do you think many mayors around the country are not implementing the Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Law or the BMBE Law? Explain your answer in 1 to 3 sentences only. Your answers should be placed in the comment section below the YouTube video not later than Tuesday, September 6. So stick around. The last video for this week is coming up. Cheers!